Hello, Federal listeners. Welcome to a podcast on Hair Body, Hair Rights. In this podcast, we will explore the intersection of healthcare, law, and individual autonomy. Today, we dive into a significant ruling by the Madras High Court, which upheld the rights of a 16-year-old minor girl to make decisions about her own body. This case raises essential legal, ethical, medical questions regarding the termination of pregnancies, particularly when minors are involved. Joining us today is Dr. Shanthi Ravindranath, obstetrician and gynecologist, to help us to understand the medical and ethical implications of this ruling. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am, let's start this show with the medical side of things. So,
yeah.
what are the key risks and considerations when it comes to terminating a pregnancy at 28 weeks?
Mm. Yeah, it's a good question. The most important point is the total duration of pregnancy itself is 40 weeks. So when it comes to 28 weeks, almost the baby is is a viable period of gestation. And now the survival rate of 28-week babies are very high. They are going home and they are doing a good job in their schools also with reference to their IQ and all. So now we are discussing about the baby which is getting terminated at 28 weeks. So because of the science and technology development, we could have a very good survival up to 28, around 28 weeks also. So that it is very difficult from the mental aspect of the mother and also the physical aspect. So it is almost the baby is born and they have traveled with the baby inside the utero for almost 7 months. So they would have developed the bond. So losing that baby is definitely going to affect her mentally. And second thing, because of this, you have medical method and surgical method. So the medical methods, well, it is very difficult to keep medical methods up to 28 weeks. We can have some kind of a success rate with this 28 week also with the medical method. And other method is surgical method, where we can do dilatation and expel. We have to give some drugs to expel, and then if there is a retain products, we have to make the patient undergo under anesthesia, remove the retain products of conception, or sometimes they may also need a surgery called hysterectomy, which is a mini cesarean section. Imagine
Okay.
undergoing an invasive procedure like surgery to get rid of a baby which they don't want. And so it's really all the side effects of a cesarean section, they have to face it. Especially when we discuss all these issues in a woman or a girl who's under 18,
Yeah,
all the
my
risks are,
question. Yeah, my
yeah,
question is on that.
all the risk are very high because she's a girl, she's a adolescent girl, or she's a child under 18. We consider them as a child. So for their they are having more risk because of their anemia. In Tamil Nadu, the anemia incidence is more than 50%, and they are small made, and they have other obstetric complications when if they have a pregnancy up to 7 months, that is 28 weeks. That is pregnancy induced hypertension, anemia complicating pregnancy, and even if they abort, there is a high possibility of having more bleeding and other extra additional health implications.
How will this implications? How will it implicate the mother?
Yeah, because this case is minor case, we have to see this issue, the both mental and physical aspect also, physical health aspect also. Coming to the mental health, if that baby is formed out of the consensual sex, that issue is different. If the baby is formed out of consensual sex plus marriage, because now we have almost a 23% of marriages are happening below 18. So if the pregnancy has happened after, for a teenage girl after her marriage, the marriage may be legally not permissible. It may be illegal marriage, but marriage has happened. Even now, our own government statistics says almost 23% are having teenage marriages, and in Tamil Nadu also it is increasing. Recent statistics also it's very alarming.
What is the scene across India, ma'am? Teenage
Yeah,
pregnancies in India.
yeah, it is 23%. And then it is varying different for different states and even the different districts. So, if coming to the mental health, if the pregnancy is out of a consensual sex, she's going to accept it, and that is a different situation. So if it is out of a consensual sex plus a marriage, whether it is her own decision or the parents are doing that marriage, then it becomes the mental health will not be affected because it is a legal, for her it is legal, for her everybody know about her pregnancy like that. If the pregnancy is out of sexual violence, out of rape, then her mental health is going to be very difficult for her to face it, because it was imposed, the pregnancy was imposed on her without her willingness, so her mental health will be totally will be really hazardous for her.
Okay, ma'am.
Mm.
Let me take you to this legal and ethical aspects of this teenage pregnancies.
Mm.
So, ma'am, the court has emphasized that the minor had domain over her body. How does medical ethics align with the legal frameworks in such cases?
Mm. See, ethics means it is ethics. It is not having any. It is a tradition. It is a. It is better to follow that like that. There is no mandatory rule that ethics should be followed. And second thing, being a law-abiding person of a country, a medical professional, we have to see every issue by the act. What happens coming to the age of consent for sex? It was previously 16 years in India, and it was remained unchanged for so many years till 2012, where when the POCSO Act came, and now suddenly the age of consent was increased to 18. Now the age of marriage is 18, and the age of consent for other apart from sex, other activities also 18. But what the study says, we have done so many studies in our country with reference to teenage pregnancy and then rape cases. So 18 to 30% of all rape cases, which we see in a particular study done between 2013 to 16, is of consensual nature. In another study conducted in Assam, Maharashtra, West Bengal between 2016 and 2020 year, was 24% was consensual in nature. In one more study that conducted in North India, almost 54% of rape cases were due to consensual sexes. So here there is no question of ethics. The court will not accept that I have done something based on my ethics or my moral thing. So we have to go by act only. And second thing, there is a mandatory reporting according to the POCSO Act. Any doctor or anybody who come across such kind of a cases, you have to mandatorily inform this to the concerned authorities. Otherwise, you will be penalized.
The hospital required a court order due to
Mm.
pregnancy exceeding 24 weeks. Could
Yeah,
you explain the legal and medical rationale behind this threshold of
yeah.
24 weeks?
Yeah, the Abortion Act is different from different parts of the world. So in some places it is 20 weeks cut off. In some places in some countries it is 24-week cut off. Everything is based on the viable period. If the baby comes out, whether it is independently viable. After that, are we terminating? Like that only it is going. So every country sees in a different angle, and so the age of allowed legal abortion weeks are different from one country to another country. We also have compared to other countries, we have a women friendly medical termination act. So previously it was with the opinion of one doctor, we did up to 12 weeks. Now it has been up to 20 weeks. We can do it, and 20 to 24 weeks, two doctors of the same category can opine and can undergo the can do this abortion. I mean, especially with the rape cases and incest cases, all these things. More than 24 weeks, it is almost baby is formed, it can survive out of it. So that is it is not abortion, it is killing a person like that. And so the law is also thinking like that, whether it is killing a person is allowed, whether it is really needed, whether if there is any fetal abnormalities, whether the abnormalities are incompatible to the life. If the baby born out of that anomaly, if it is not able to survive, it is not possible for the baby to survive with that gross anomaly, then okay, as medically we can terminate like that. So like that, for rape, we have to see, the medical board will see whether it is really possible for her body to tolerate the problem created by the abortion method, or delivering that baby is okay for her, which way we have to go like that. But it's very tricky, and it is difficult for even a medical board person to take decision.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, the court also ordered the preservation of the fetus for DNA testing. How
Yeah.
common is this practice, and what are its implications? Why do they need to preserve it for almost an year?
Yeah, even more than that we can preserve. The problem is my suggestion is it's better in these kinds of cases, in every cases, each and every cases, it is better to preserve the DNA sample, because today they will say this ex person has done this sexual abuse on me, and so he should be punished. And then tomorrow they may say that not this person, the other person. I was pressurized by my parents or my other friends or enemies to tell like this, like that, and all they will say. So it is always better to preserve the DNA of the fetus, so that we will easily identify the person who is involved in that sexual activity, and also we can rule out that this person is not involved.
Ma'am, thank you so much for your views. So that's it for today's episode of Her Body, Her Rights. If you found this discussion insightful, please don't forget to subscribe and stay informed about critical issues in healthcare and law. Until next time, take care and stay informed.